Hi, my name is Karuna. Welcome to my channel. It is great to have you here today. We're going to consider a big topic, and that's the topic of anxiety. And it's my hope by the end of this video that we all understand a little bit more, that the knots of anxiety are untied, and we can settle back in to a deeper truth, a more authentic self. For many of us, we feel like anxiety is just part and parcel to us. We can't imagine a time when we didn't have anxiety. As an adult, we recognize that we are at the behest of our parents' skills, their ability to nurture, their ability to love, their ability to share, and their ability to be consistent in their actions. When caregivers or parents are not consistent in their actions, when there is not continuity in their words, when our environment is based on how well we are doing rather than being, there's a sense of wobbliness in our surroundings. We don't feel we can trust our surroundings. At a very early age, we'll feel vulnerable and the anxiety will start getting kicked off. The more we see our surroundings shift, the more we sense inconsistency in our surroundings, the more that anxiety will build. So an inherent lack of trust and anxiety, the building of anxiety, go together. Anxiety is the contrast for lack of trust. It's the polarity. It's a sense of duality. Anxiety can also begin when we're an adult. Let's say our life is going on and it feels stable, and then there's a sudden shift in our life. Someone dies, or a marriage falls apart, or you lose a job, and your world crumbles, and you ask the question, what is consistent? What is stable? Anxiety also builds from that type of an event. Yet we can also look underneath this pivotal event and ask, where is the abiding sense of trust? We're going to get to that a little bit later in the video. But for the next component, we're going to consider, what do we do when we're in the middle of an episode of anxiety, when it grips us so much that we feel getting tighter and tighter and tighter? Okay. All right, the first thing I'm going to share is say, don't do anything. What? Yep, you heard it. Don't do anything. If that's you right now, be present for the sensation of the anxiety, like you're going to write a book about it, like you're going to write a poem about it. Embrace your humanity, your anxiety so fully that you say, I wouldn't miss this for the world. If we try to do something about our anxiety, it takes the anxiety times 2. Have you noticed that? Instead, when we bring the anxiety to us, when we say, I will be present for this, do you feel how the grip starts to lessen just a little bit? Just a bit. And then you settle into a more spacious place. Now, sometimes the anxiety is so intense that we have to let it pass. It will lessen its grip over a period of time. And when it lessens its grip, then there'll be enough time to give it a little bit more space and a little bit more perspective. And healing occurs in space. This is why, as I mentioned in a previous video, that all the great healing modalities have relaxation at their base. Massage, float therapy, craniosacral. When we relax, there's more space, and when there's more space, we heal. The third aspect we'll consider is trust. When we have a deep, abiding sense of trust, the anxiety levels will start to come down. As trust grows, anxiety lessens. So as we see forms in our world, the mind knows these forms are always changing. Seasons change, our friends come and go, economies boom and bust. So our outer world is always changing. And most of us are here on this video to end suffering. The deep abiding trust we tap into to lessen anxiety, to let it settle, is found inside. This is spoken of in many traditions in many ways. The focus moves from outer forms, ever-changing outer forms, to an inward flow, an inner vision. This is the least selfish journey we can take. When we turn on this inner vision, we care more about our world, about others, about our animal friends, about the earth. So right now, where you are, as you are, let's just take a sweet journey from outer to inner, shall we? And we'll make this brief and delicious. So close your eyes, and as you close your eyes, notice how the outer forms dissolve. Much of our judgment, our thoughts, are based on outer forms. So by closing the eyes, the outer world dissolves for a moment, And we have an opportunity to connect with this inner vision. Breathe inward, breathe in through the nose, and bring the flow of the breath deep to the center of the skull, deep between the ears. The flow just went outward to inward. Allow the mind to settle deep in the center of the skull, deep between the ears, and breathe. It's like you're turning on the inner vision. And as the mind starts to settle, as you feel heightened anxiety start to settle, from here, connect deep in the center of the skull with the warmth of your own heart. So there's a balance. From outer to inner. This is the experience to trust. The inner experience, the inner depth, the inner continuity. And go ahead and softly open your eyes now. This continuity has been with you throughout your life. It's the backdrop of all life. And when you come here, when you turn on the inner vision and access this amazing journey that all the great traditions have spoken of, you'll develop a sense of abiding trust and resilience. The anxiety lessens as you turn on this channel. This is where the central nervous system will regenerate, where the brain cells rejuvenate. And when those little solar flares of anxiety come up again in the future, they'll know where to settle. I'm sending such warmth and respect to you. Please share your comments below, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.